This is Late Night Health. This is the radio show that cares about the most important part of your life, your health. Hi, I'm Mark Alyn, and along with the insane Daryl Wayne, the next 2 hours, we're going to spend talking about a variety of health issues that touch each and every one of us. Let's take a look at some of the things we'll be doing today. We're going to be talking with Dr. Christine Horner about bugs. I hate bugs. I'm really afraid of bugs, and I don't kill bugs. Well, I do, but it takes a big, big shoe. Dave Foreman will be talking to us a little bit later on today. Dave will be talking to us about herbs, and particularly an herb for prostate. And we'll wrap up today a little bit differently, talking about the impact of social media on content creators and the stress and strain that having a website puts on people. So that's just some of the things we'll be talking about. Right now we go to the San Francisco Bay Area, and we're going to spend some time with Carlene Montes de Oca, the author of Dog is My Doctor, Cat is My Nurse, An Animal's Lover's Guide to a Healthy, Happy, and Extraordinary Life. Carlene, welcome to Late Night Health.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
I was thinking, in your name, you're an animal lover, right? Isn't orca?
Yes.
I guess orca with an R would be a whale. So
right, but my last name is Oca, O-C-A, but it is associated with a bird, which is a goose, and that's Oca is goose in Spanish from, in Spain. There's an area called Montes de Oca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, as we're recording this, my kids are in Spain. So,
oh, really?
Yeah,
Excellent.
They're visiting for a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, they didn't invite me or my wife, but it's all right. I guess kids are allowed to do that. Having a pet, we've talked about this in the past, having a pet can be very healthful for somebody older.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you think about it, as we get older, one is our older citizens often are feeling lonely. Often a lot of their friends have passed, or they don't have the same family around them that they may have had when they were younger. And a dog or a cat can be such a great companion for an older person. In addition to that, our dogs get us to get up and walk. They get us to get up and get out into the world and into nature and make connections. So they're wonderful companions for an older person.
We did a show a couple of years ago about how horses, being around a horse, touching a horse, grooming a horse, actually lowers blood pressure.
Absolutely.
I find it fascinating.
The same goes for having a dog or a cat in your life as well. I mean, so many people from all walks of life, from homeless people to people who are, New York Times bestselling authors, have shared with me their own stories about how they'll just hold their animals or be with their animals, or that connection they make, just touching them, just kind of, they can feel the stress just coming out of their body. And so this is such an overlooked opportunity for so many of us, and to have an animal in our household who can help with that, especially as we age.
What about exotic things like snakes and birds? Do they count?
Well, personally, I would prefer not to. I mean, it feels a little bit like, you put animals like those in cages, and, I know people have their connections with those animals, but I prefer to see, to appreciate the birds out in nature flying. They have wings for a reason, and it always feels like a real shame to me when they're in a cage. I mean, I understand when people rescue them because they're hurt and maybe they can no longer fly, but I'd like to see those animals out in nature where, they probably do their best.
A lot of those birds that are injured, and I would not consider myself a bird person. I love animals of all kinds, but birds just don't seem to be cuddly like a dog or a cat.
No, they don't seem to be cuddly, but I definitely have seen people who have rescued birds, and there's a tremendous connection that they have, and it's it's just an appreciation when I look at nature. For example, here's a story of when I was one time at the beach up here in Northern California, and Northern California beaches are a little colder than Southern California beaches, but there were quite a lot of people out there, and suddenly I heard somebody shout, and I saw them stand up, and there was a whale that was, you could see them just kind of breaching and just out in the distance. And then I looked down the beach and I saw everybody had stood up to watch. And I thought, wow, look at the power of nature. Just look at the power of this animal that it made everybody just get up and kind of in unison, just, it was breathtaking. It was amazing.
We just I was just up in the Bay Area, actually in San Francisco Bay. I did get my feet wet. And we were shooting a man who swims 5 or 6 days a week with his dog in the San Francisco Bay. And what he's done is he's fashioned a shark fin, which he attaches to the dog so that people will see the dog if they're sun surfing, windsurfing, so they won't injure the dog. But seeing the fin on the dog, crowds just love it. It's kind of fun. Let's talk about the kind of dog. I mean, purse dogs are very popular. And these are dogs to me that literally live inside a purse. And then there are labs and German shepherds and larger animals that people like as well. Does it matter what size the dog is?
Oh, absolutely. It doesn't matter at all what the size the dog is. What matters is your connection. What matters is to get to one thing I was reading in, was it Scientific Today, I think it was, where they were doing tests to see what changes in a dog's brain when people are engaged with them, or what is happening in this connection. And one thing that we saw was that people feel good being around any size dog. This was specific to dogs. They feel good, but the stronger your connection is with that animal, the more we see the healing benefits of that. So it doesn't matter the size. I always prefer, because there are so many amazing dogs and cats in rescues and shelters right now that would, really need a chance at another chance at life here and another chance at love, that people go out and adopt. And there are all sizes of dogs out there, and cats as well. So it doesn't matter the size. What matters is connection.
Dog is doctor, cat is nurse. What's the difference? I mean, some people tend to be dog people. Some people tend to be cat people. Is that what the difference is?
Well, I think that there are all kinds of people. And it's funny, I have a neighbor who every night she's walking along with her husband with a dachshund and a donkey on a leash. They all walk together. So I think everybody...
A donkey?
A donkey. It's so sweet. And the donkey's name is Waffles, and he's fantastic. So can you imagine all the attention they get? But, I think everybody is different, and also people's circumstances are different. When we live in an apartment, maybe a cat would be a better choice. Maybe a small dog would be a better choice. Perhaps if we have a little bit more space, we can have a dog that, can require a little more space to run around in.
Or a donkey. Gee willikers.
Donkey, yeah.
Right. Actually, when my wife and I go for a walk, she sometimes says that I'm a 3-letter word for donkey. We are spending some time with Carlene Montes de Oca. She's the author of Dog is My Doctor, Cat is My Nurse, An Animal Lover's Guide to a Healthier, Happy, and Extraordinary Life. How do animals make my life happier?
I think it in so many ways that we would never have time in a day to discuss them all. But for starters, just by being. One of the most amazing things about animals in our life is that so many of us are stressed. So many of us are running around busy and just active, and we don't have time a lot, or we don't make time to slow down and just be in the moment, which is so powerful. And animals are about being in the present. And I think one of the strongest things that they can offer us when we tune into that is becoming present ourselves, is living in this moment, is being here in the right now. So many of us are in the past, worried about that, in the future, anxious about that, and those conditions often cause illness in our body. So a great gift is to learn to be present, to be with your animal in the now, and that's one way that they can help us to be happier and healthier.
One of the things that I want to talk about, and there are many stories in the book that talk about how animals have helped people, from those with Parkinson's and I guess depression and other things like that, is the fact that animals, like humans, age and have health issues. And so what we want to do is, when we come back, is to discuss the financial obligations of an aging pet. You know, what do you do? Do you put it down because it needs a $4,000 operation, or do you fight for that money just as if you would if it were a child? And of course, there's pet insurance now too, so maybe we can get into that. Carlene Montes de Oca, the author of Dog is My Doctor, Cat is My Nurse, our guest right now. Coming up in just a little bit will be Christine Horner, and we'll be talking about bugs. Don't go away. This is Late Night Health. Join us at facebook.com/Late Night Health.
Welcome to Guide to the Soul. This is Robert Clancy. The greatest bridge you can cross in life is one that connects your heart with another's. Giving of yourself is the ultimate gift of receiving. Love bridges the distance between any two hearts, even if that expanse is between here and heaven. This connection is unbreakable when it's built upon true, unconditional love. So why not love unconditionally? You're not giving up anything except your fears. Love is worth more than any one heart can ever hold. That's why it's meant to be shared. Isn't it time to use your heart to show the world how big infinity is?
For more inspiration from Robert Clancy, visit guidetothesoul.com or go to the Moments with Robert page on latenighthealth.com.
If you or someone you love suffers from drug addiction, now is the time to utilize your private health insurance PPO plan. If eligible, receive up to $30,000 or more in substance abuse benefits with low or no out-of-pocket cost. We are the National Treatment Network, the premier drug and alcohol treatment referral service operating 24/7. We help connect you with facilities nationwide that accepts PPO private health insurance for substance abuse. If you have PPO substance abuse coverage and you need immediate admittance to a medical detox or residential rehab treatment center, call us now. Call our live referral helpline today. The call is free. This program is not available to Medicare or Medicaid customers.
Call 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. 800-296-1252. That's 800-296-1252.